Hello everybody and welcome back to ETS Reacts, and today we're back with episode 20 of the liar game called Provocation. And last episode was what I thought was the end of the contraband game, but you guys in the comments are like, whoa, pump your brakes, it's not the end of the contraband game. We still got this episode, and then we're into the revival round, kind of like what we had with the downsizing game, which is the Russian roulette, a game that they showed in the trailer for Core 2 here. And I'm excited to see what this episode is now about, because to me the only thing that this could be about is maybe NAO's growth, because I think the only thing I could be a little disappointed with from last episode was not seeing as much growth from NAO. So I think it would be interesting if this episode is centered around NAO and kind of what this is going to be about, because we got the whole like Akiyama genius side of last episode. Now I wonder if this episode is going to be the genius side of NAO, maybe. I mean, we saw like how them two stood out as like the angels, and how they're able to build connection and trust and bonds between people, and how that overweighed control, which I didn't think was going to happen, and all these creative ideas with the recorder and the speaker that was actually wiping out the key card, all this stuff that was like so big brain, all these secrets that were kind of like, or I guess like nuggets that were right in front of us that we didn't get. So I'm excited to see what this episode's about, how we finally wrap up the contraband game here. Not last episode, this one. So let's wait no more and let's get it. A little recap. I'm glad Yokuya is still like giggling there. It would have been even better if we got into this with some ASMR like right off the bat from Yokuya, but I'll settle for a little giggle start. Baka? That he does. Oh, is that why he's calling him stupid for fighting against the liar game tournament office? Does Yokuya like know someone higher up in the liar game tournament office? That would, I mean, that would make sense, that how he just showed up out of nowhere, if he has a connection somehow. What if he was the president? How big of a loop would it be if Yokuya was like the president of the liar game, and that's how he has like all this money? Yeah, he's calling him stupid. Because it's like fighting and beating the liar game tournament office is probably one of those like pipe dreams. Like Yoko's like, you can never take down. It would be like me trying to take down a Amazon or something, like some big corporation. Amazon, don't come for me, Jeff Bezos. I do not plan to take over your position or destroy you or anything, so don't send anybody after me. I couldn't even do it anyway. I'm not Akiyama. Ooh, but he's made one himself. Is his mistake expressing that he wants to take down the liar game tournament? Because obviously the game's over. You don't even realize it. That you've made an enemy of Yokuya now. You've released all of your abilities for Yokuya to see. To each player? Huh. I didn't think we'd get a total payout to each player, but that makes sense, because last episode Yokuya was talking about how we don't even know how much debt some of the players has accrued, and so we need to know like how, you know, how many of the guys on the Country of Night side, how much are they in debt, so that we officially know how much like Akiyama and Nao have to go in debt to like save them, or how much each of them are up so that they can get out of the game. Well, what? This is confusion for me. Is she up like 1 million here, or is that 1 billion? Well, I guess we'll see. Yeah, I'm lost. Is that 422 million and 100? Why was she so much less than everybody else? Just her smuggling ability sucked. Now smuggling ability stinky. I only know people by their nicknames too. That kind of hurts. Damn! Kiku, Blondie, he went crazy. That's probably because Yokuya like gave him some of the funds, and he might have to split it up. Yo, Baseball Bro went crazy too. Fuck, I have no idea who this is. Probably Nerd Bro. Fukunaga, that makes sense. You know, he has the crazy probably abilities on the team. Wow, NPC bro finally got some lines. I swear to you, I didn't know this guy existed in our group until about episode 15 or 14, somewhere in there. It had been 14 episodes and this guy hadn't said a word. He was like an extra in our own group. Now they're finally giving him lines. But they all seem pretty happy about giving it up. Is this millions or thousands? Somebody let me know in the comments, because they ain't telling us and I can't read what those numbers mean. Because to me, that's millions. Like, that's 160 million. And I'm guessing these are like the English numbers, or I don't even know if that's the correct term or not, but the 3 turncoats are in a 700 million in the hole. Well, how does that make any sense? Because this is Jesus, this is Bandana. Combined, maybe? Well, then Baldy had to be crazy in debt, unless this is adding on to the debt. So if they were already 200, then now they would be like 360 million in debt. When you combine all of them. Damn. Moving so fast. Akiyama, he's already clicked it all in his head just from the... There's no way I could do that. Uh-oh. Is this what Yokoyo was talking about here? Of thinking that you've won, but you've already made a serious mistake because he doesn't know the actual, like, debt that the Country of Night players have? And that was Yokoyo's, like, final trick up the sleeve? So maybe they have to go even further in debt to save them for the next game? This is what he's laughing about. Yeah, so you finally realized, didn't you, that I did get you? Wait, he took all the profit for himself. He took 1 billion for himself? 1 billion? I thought that was adding on the debt, but that was just their profit. Damn, so he played everybody. And was this a part of his game that then if people followed his orders, that he was then gonna like give cash back to them? What an evil laugh, and so fucking loud. His laugh was like, if I have my volume down pretty low when I listen to this, but if that was like medium, it would have burst my eardrums out. So, if I'm trying to like predict this in my head right now, I'm just running numbers. They were 200 million in debt before they started the game. Then Yokoya said they added another 300 or 400 million in debt. How is that possible? Because they were given a certain amount of money in the beginning in their personal account, which I can't remember that amount of what it was. Was it 500 million? 400 million? Let's say it's 400 million, but then they only earn 100 million, which then makes the 3 of them 900 million or so in debt. Yeah, they're fucked. They're gonna have to go deep in hole. But 400 million sounds about right. There's too much numbers to try to predict in my head here. He'd handle all the... So what he really did was take their cards and deposit it into his own account over there? No, so that he could take their cards and swipe it and then give the money to himself? Did he literally take every card with him? was to funnel money into his third country account. Okay. So this is all their third country account. Okay, that makes sense. There might be a pitfall somewhere. So we prepared for the worst case scenario. Yep. Huh. What? I'll deposit money into our ATM. Right, so he took the money, which was actually the country of days money, and then deposit it into the ATM. But that's why I thought he was doing it into his own account there. But maybe that would backfire on him, because if he deposited, I'm acting like the dumb sucker here. If you deposit it into your own account, that was probably just piling up your own debt, because you're leaving it in the opposite country. Right, that's what I was thinking in my head. But this is why sometimes I get confused in the ATM stuff. Succeeded at smuggling, the money went straight to him. Okay, that makes sense now. Like, he took all that money, and each time he was successful at smuggling the 100 million through, it went straight to his account. Alright, that makes a lot more sense than leaving it into the ATM, because then I would have just been a dumb sucker. His laugh is so weird. The voice actor's laugh is strange. But you'll be in debt, and I'll be way up in profit. It's like, what's your goal? If your goal is to be crazy rich, like, individually, then obviously Yokoya won, because he doesn't care about any of his little puppeteers, right? Like, he was controlling them on the strings. Like, he doesn't give an F if they get into like millions of debt. But on Akiyama's side, he considers it a win to get everybody else out debt free, to build bonds with people, and, you know, the Sunshine Rainbows NAO side of it. It's just like Yokoya considers himself a winner, and I think majority of people in our world, our lifestyle, would consider the person who comes out with the most amount of money individually to be the winner, because then you could just be like, haha, F you guys, right? Like, I'm never going to see the 20 of you ever again, and maybe I just had to screw over 20 people, and then I could be nice to billions of people, because that's how the world works. But that's definitely not how Yokoya thinks. But Akiyama considers it a win on his side, so it's just different point of views. Yeah, you consider that a win for yourself, Yokoya, but NAO doesn't consider that a win. Akiyama doesn't consider that a win. Their win is like tearing down this whole Liar Game tournament office. Oh, maybe he said by you making the most profit, you're tearing down the Liar Game tournament office? It doesn't add up. If everyone covers each other and no one drops out, the Liar Game tournament office makes no money, right? That's been the goal that we've been going for this whole time. They make no money. As if one person makes all the money and everybody else goes in debt. Yeah. Because then a bunch of people have to pay, like, the dropout fee or owe them a lot of money. Okay, after all, the Liar Game office only makes bank when someone pays the dropout fee, right? Because they get to take like half the winnings if they win, right? They get to take half the winnings and then the dropout fee as well. He's like, I don't give a F about you guys. You guys are all screwed now. Like, was Akiyama? Whoa, this is so crazy. It's like layer on layer on layer on layer on layer on layer of this whole like contraband game where you're like, finally, I've got it figured out. Akiyama wins. Wait, now like we know Yokuya wins, but like, does he really still win the game when they got all this money, but the purpose was for to get everybody out of the game debt free? So now the goal can still be the same thing, just Akiyama and Nao and maybe Fukunaga or somebody else. Maybe that's why Fukunaga stays. Like they just have to have more people continue on to in the game and take on more debt. It was either them two, instead of taking 400 million on in debt, do you take 800 million? And you just figure as the game goes up in rounds that the higher and higher stakes there are in the game, so that you can make up 100 million, or you can make up 800 million easier and easier as you go on in the game. Yeah, this just seems like Yokuya's last second, last ditch effort to like make himself seem like a winner, when in reality he was kind of seen through the whole contraband game, or kind of played through the whole contraband game, and he stayed up late that one night, sitting in bed, can't sleep, mind churning, sitting there being like, how can I still kind of make myself seem like a winner? And this was the solution that he got to. Like this is kind of what it seems like to me, at least. Here we go. This is what I thought was gonna happen at the beginning of the episode. Oh, now, please. Please have the cooking of Yokoya's life right here. This would be episode of the century if you get Nao just cook the shit out of Yokoya. And like with the thought process that I was kind of thinking of who cares if we take on more debt? Like our goal is still the same, to continue on to the very end, take out the liar game tournament. Like if you want to make all the money, good for you, but we're still getting everybody out debt free. Yeah, it seems like a last ditch effort. Yeah. I'm just like the mouse. Like look at the little subservient mouse animation. I was always falling back on this conversation in this room. Seemed important. It's how to control people. And you weren't able to control anybody. You said the game was to be able to control people, and you weren't able to control anybody. That's why you lost. And that's why you tried to make yourself look like a winner at the last second by making up this plan of, if you got 1 billion yourself, you won. Which is partially true. You did win. You won a lot of money. Like she just said. Ooh, burn. Burn. See, you thought you were in control, and then in the last second, you're kind of like, wait, maybe I'm not. Like, maybe I should try to tape over a leak that's like gushing. It's like trying to put tape over like a 8-inch pipe, and like it ain't doing anything. Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. And you couldn't sniff them out. You were as blind as your little 3 mice there. Damn, cooked! Now cook! Yeah, this is what we wanted to see out of Nao right here. This is how the true angel beauty of Nao comes out. Couldn't even sniff them out. Your 2 mice couldn't sniff them out either. Damn! Get cooked! Hold on, let's go back. I need to lock into her subs here. Yeah, cook! Cook 'em! Cook 'em! I still didn't read the subs. This is my 3rd time. Yeah, you weren't in control of shit. You control of your own actions. Like, congrats, you got $1 billion. Like, woo! pop, we'll make some shooters. We'll get some confetti going down for you. Woo, Yokuya, you're so cool. Yeah, yeah. The people who were loyal to you, that you were actually in control of, that's what I was kind of talking about. His system that he kind of created. There was no benefit to being loyal to Yokuya, because he would just turn around and like stab you in the back right afterwards, right? Like that guy who went and snitched on the country of night, who went and snitched on the one dude, and then immediately after he made a mistake in smuggling money, which the probability that one person makes a mistake in smuggling money in that game, I would think would be relatively high. He got the shit beaten out of him. Like there was no benefit in staying loyal to Yokuya. Damn! Now, hey. Damn, she was even like, I told you this was gonna happen. You didn't listen. I told you. I don't know. I'm like way too into this cooking that I'm not reading. The OST background music in this is how you know this is about to be epic from NAO right here. Yeah, you talked all that stuff in that inspection room about control, watch me control, and his whole life he's really taking control of everything. Like we've seen the flashback, the high school, he's taking control. Like we thought he was taking control for the majority of this game, and he probably did in the past games too that he's played in this liar game. But then guess what? You didn't have control and shit in this game when you thought you did. You can save everyone. Yup. And you just made a profit yourself. You literally just... Well, you chose to make a profit yourself. Dang. Ooh. You lost to Akiyama and you lost to NAO? How can you recover from this, Yokuya? This is back-to-back episodes of you getting cooked. Last episode, Akiyama. This episode, NAO? Dang! You have the literal officials, runners of this tournament laughing at Yokuya? Nirko? Laronia? They're literally giggling at Yokuya. And Nirko shouldn't laugh. He was just trying to pump Yokuya's tires a minute ago, and now you're laughing at him? Like, Nirko's like up, down, all over the place on Yokuya. Oh, that hurts. Oh my god, back-to-back peakness. Back-to-back in 10 seconds here. In 10 seconds, we had the awesome moment of Nirko and Laronia literally laughing at Yokuya. And then Yokuya's response was ASMR? That's how he responded? You saved everyone? How wrong you are. I think that's the second time he's whispered how wrong you are. Yeah, but they don't care. That's the point. They literally don't care as long as they saved everybody. We go back to the giggle. I don't know what he actually said there in Japanese. I don't know how wrong you are is in Japanese. This is like the 4th time we watch it. I swear this is the last time. But they don't care if themselves are saved. I mean, that's true. The minute I'm gone, I don't get that point though. The minute I'm gone, your ideal outcome is done for. because what he's saying is that if he leaves the game right now, because he can, right? Like he could pay out his debts or debt or the dropout fee, and he can dip. And he's saying that you lost if your aim was to get everybody out debt free, the liar game office to make no money, then right, that scenario was everyone had to be at zero. Well, he's going to leave with money and everybody else is going to be in debt. But my point is you could continue on in the game and you can make the money back to where it's still that like zero outcome. Do your fixed ideas. No, now his cooking just is continuing like this whole episode. Sure, and that's gonna be us. Like further on in the game? That's what my point is. What? Is she like baiting him to continue on in the game? She's like, oh, I guess you're never gonna see it because you're gonna drop out, and like if you keep him in the game, your zero sum strategy. She's just rage baiting him. Now it was literally rage baiting Yokuya to keep him in the game. Dang, Angel. And you who didn't. Oh, fixated on petty, personal. That was like a lot of P's. Petty personal profit. Petty personal profit. Petty personal profit. Dang, bro. Someone hold NAO back. She's cooking him too much here. She's cooked him like 3 times in 8 minutes. Came to an end. Alright, the rest is set up. Apologize? You take him as a person who apologizes? Have you not been with him for the last 2 games? You think he's gonna apologize to you guys? Oh, did he just yeet his mice? He yeeted his most subservient, loyal people? Or not people, they're mice. I want to see him yeet the mice again. There's been so much stuff here that's freaking hilarious this episode. Laronia and Nirko giggling at Yokuya. Yokuya ASMR. And then Nao cooking Yokuya like multiple times, and then him yeeting his subservient, most servient beings, the mice. Yeet him. Holy shit. There went those mice. Gotta get some new ones. You think they come back to Papa? You think they run away after being yeeted, or do they come back to Papa for some pets and ASMR to help him go to sleep at night? Damn, Akiyama looks wiped out. I don't even think Akiyama had a comeback for Yokuya there. I think he was stunned and he didn't know what to say, and Nao stepped up for him, which is crazy. It's crazy. Her best skills is rage baiting opponents and, you know, sticking to her beliefs. Oh, she's blushing. Getting praise from Akiyama. That was a lie, a bluff. I don't think it is though. Is my idea crazy here that you can continue on in the game and you can make it a zero game again when you get more money? Like, my guess is the further on in the game you go, it's higher stakes. You can make more money, but you can lose more money. So if you do make more money, I guess it's like, do you put the other people in debt and now you're already out of the zero game? I don't know. What'd you realize? Yeah, so he's a very proud person. So if I just rage bait him a little bit, he's gonna stay in the game. And especially if you get other people to keep bashing on him about, like, how could you let us down? How could you do this? Like, Nao and Akiyama, they're so much better than you. Like, you're rage baiting him to stay in the game and not leave, to keep him in the game and not withdraw. Damn, what a moment. Akiyama's like, you've gotten stronger, my Padawan, my youngling. What is it? Kubai? I don't think Kubai is the right word. Very youngling and or younger person in Japanese. Yeah, right. Because they're too analytical. They think along the same lines, I think, for the most part. But Akiyama has like that little bit more good in him after he's seen like what his mom's gone through and being with Nao a little bit. Yeah. Damn, I didn't think Akiyama would be like so hung up on his one mistake. Like, it was one mistake. You really got Yokoya for the most part. And sure, his real end goal is defeating the Liar Game tournament office. Yeah. And he did mess up on his real one goal. But why did you do nothing about it? Unless, what if you just went in every single time in there to fight him and to make sure that he wasn't able to smuggle any of that money into his third-party account? Oh. Damn, he lied about that. He actually didn't think Bonds, like, he was probably like me and I guess other first time watchers of this who are like, Bonds isn't gonna break, control. Like, control is always gonna break bonds. Like, that's kind of what my mindset was, and his was probably the same way, but I think he kind of wants to believe it, but in the same mind, he's like, I don't think that's actually going to work, so we have to figure out a strategy that, like, actually will. He was controlling the three of them. He was using control instead of bonds. Akiyama was literally using Yokoya's thought process to win. Attention, right? It's control. I just manipulated. I controlled them. Yeah, he was just like Yokoya. Because you had like good intent behind it, and Yokoya didn't. Like, Yokoya did it out of like petty, like the 3 P's that Nao gave it. What was it? Petty profit. Petty personal profit. That's what Yokoya did it for, where Akiyama did it for other people, for bonds, technically. Damn, now I was crying for him. What is going on here? This feels like feelings coming out. This feels like Nao's feelings, like she's actually hurt. Right, and like, to me, it's not because his attentions wasn't personal like Yokoya, it was for other people. Yeah, that incident probably did rob Akiyama of like trusting other people because he saw how trusting his mother is and how trusting Nao is and how many times they've gotten deceived, and he's like, I can't trust people. Yeah, that's why I was like, he had that inner goodness, but at the same time he has that, he's like split 50-50 between Yokuya and Nao.
それではお二人とも敗者復活戦に進むということでよろしいですね。はい。
That's the next game, I think. Cast? What are we got like half an episode left and they're showing us the cast? What is going on? This is literally the ending and we have like a whole half of an episode to go. Yeah! Our rage bait worked! Nao's rage bait, it worked! Norihiko Yokuya did not file to drop out. He's staying in it. I can't believe he yeeted his mice. Can we go back to that? Like, he yeeted his mice, his only subservient, like, beings on Earth. Oh, shit. It worked! Yay! Now, I'm sorry, an episode. It was during the downsizing game where I cooked her, and I was like, all because everyone in the comments are like, growth, and I was like, growth? She didn't do anything really in the downsizing game that was impressive. Like, to me, this was really impressive. This shows growth, like what Akiyama said of you're growing, like you're growing stronger. You made it happen. Like, all this really boiled down because it's the first time we've seen Akiyama stunned, like not able to have a response or like something up his sleeve, and Nao was able to do it, and it was really impressive. Oh, Bandana's continuing on in the 4th round, maybe because he wants to continue on as well. He wants to see how Akiyama and Nao like defeat the Liar Game office. I'd kind of want to be there too. If they were like, we're gonna get everybody out debt free no matter what, then I'd be like, shit, I kind of want to see you do it. You know, I kind of want to see what these other games are. Like, the Liar Game's kind of interesting. I want to continue on. And if you say you're gonna take on, is this like bad mindset of myself? If you say you're gonna take on more debt and you're gonna get me out, well, I might as well go along for the ride. I might as well stay to the end. Let's see what Bandana said. Dang! Is everyone gonna stay? Jesus? Baldy? Damn, Bandana. Salute. This is like, it's hard to see them like get in a relationship because it kind of feels like Akiyama is like her dad. You know what I mean? And that's your child, and you're like, oh, maybe we can. And like your child or like your younger sibling is like coming to grow up to be like a well-rounded person. Eh? What, you thought I was gonna leave? We've come through this bitch of a game together, haven't we? That's what I said. I'm staying to the end. Especially if you're saying to get me out, debt free. Oh, better person than me. That's another good reason to keep playing too. I didn't think of that. I have a bad feeling about this. It's not for trust reasons. It's for own personal, emotional benefit. Yeah, what do you think, Nirko? Dang. Let's see if she can say that after, what was it, Musical Chairs. What was the other game that you guys were talking about? Musical Chairs. That was the one that you guys were saying was hype. musical chairs, and damn, I can't remember the other one. Adios, Nao's dad, the creator of the Liar Game tournament. Someone said that someone was gonna die this episode, and it hasn't happened yet. We got the ending, and I saw in the comments someone was like, Nao's dad's gonna be a goner, and then someone said that's not true, and I wonder if they were just trying to protect me from spoilers. So let's see. There he is. Yo, why does that kind of look like Nao, like mommy Nao right there? They don't really look anything alike, but he definitely is the liar. It's like Squid Game, right? Like, this dude definitely created the Liar Game. Like, they're all like, I want to take down the Liar Game. Now it's kind of looking fine here, by the way. She kind of looks cute. Anyway, my point was, that was like such ADHD moment right there of like, oh, now it kind of looks hot. Like, I don't think I've ever thought that before, and then I saw her there, I'm like, whoa, she kind of looks good. Anyway, side profile looks fucking crazy though. that looks absolutely nuts. She looked way better right here. Looked way better. And then side profile is like lumps. Not even lumps. Door was unlocked? No, not lawyer loser. What the hell is this guy doing here? I guess he did come for the last revival game. And how can you just have a key to my place? That feels illegal. That feels like I should report you to the cops. Well, that's your own idiotness now. Get out this instant. Dude, bro, you gotta fix that haircut. Whoever told you you look good when you woke up in the mirror this morning, man, brother. Yes. Where we go? I don't know if I should be doing that much in the bang bang. Bang bang bang. You will be on a team. Who stayed in the night, though? We know Red Bandana. We know Yokoya. We don't know the third. Baldy? Oh, thank God. You'll be against Yokoya. 3 people go down and 3 survive. Oh, is it either going to be Akiyama or Yokoya? I really wanted Yokoya to stay the rest of this game, though, but maybe he could pay his way with his 1 billion back into the next game. Oh, wait, never mind. It's just the 3 of them in this game? You'll never be saved. Why is he making... She has money to pay herself out, doesn't she? I guess not. That was Idiakami. She took on all that debt. He's still trying to... I guess he's in debt, so he's like, shit, I gotta work with the moving company here. Right down the drain quick, huh? Phony lawyer. He is a phony lawyer. Oh, that face right there. That straight, like, I have love and confidence in Akiyama. Hey, you're getting less and less reliant. If we go back to episode 1, you were like full on. I was about to say full blown, and then I was like, full on reliant on Akiyama. I need to get stronger. Now you sound like a shonen character. That's what I was racking my brain for. Dang, we still have a decent amount of time in this episode. Are we gonna like start to get the revival game here? We got the hair back. Thank Lord. Thank you, Lord. We don't have to stare at a bald, big titty man. Oh, all known then. Maybe I can maybe I can seduce Yokuya with my blonde hair. Won't realize who I am, that I'm actually a man. That'd be crazy if it worked. Could you imagine Fukunaga and Yokuya like getting together? Could you imagine if you're just a passerby and and you just like walking by, you see those three characters and a guy in a mask, you're like, excuse me, 911, there has been a kidnapping? Yeah, I am so happy the hair is back. Looks 1,000 times better, but now my like pronouns for her is gonna get like I just did it right there. It's gonna get way worse for Fukunaga. She, him, he, her. Sorry in advance. I like this little. This is where we're gonna get the. Oh, I thought it was gonna be Yokuya. It's not Yokuya. It's three randos. At least we get another female in the chat. Oh, and if they're randoms, they don't know if that Fukunaga is a dude, so we can lay on the charm. Let's go. We can lay on the charm. Let's. I love Akiyama. He always has to like. I'll take you. That type of look to him. A new frontman? His mask isn't as cool as Nirko's. I should have known it was going to be a new frontman. We got new three group of people. Solario? Solario this. Ooh, how much? 500 million? 800 million? Oh, gambling. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Ba-bing! 2.5 billion? Or am I dumb? Didn't even need to count that because it was 150. Nice. Win 1 million. So 150 million. Yeah, that's not as high stake as what I thought it was going to be, if I'm being honest. No. For what reason? Damn, focused. Locked in. Why is it Akiyama's team? I feel like it's Nao's team. And why would we want it to be called Akiyama's team? And okay, now who's Nishida? Because they're the big boy player if they're calling Akiyama our leader here. Because I think Nao's our true leader. And there's no like good nicknames for these guys except this dude. He looks like a gambler for sure. He might be good at this game. He might be good. This guy might be like your typical day off gambler, but like this is the outfit that you wear to the casino to make yourself look like a freaking high roller. Who's Nishida? Each team will elect a spearhead, a core, and a general. Alright. Spearhead. We're all on the same page here, aren't we? We're going Fukunaga as our spearhead. She just fits the role perfectly. Look at that ass, caked up. Don't ask me why. That was the first thing I looked at. It was right next when you go to read, where you start each, and then it was just like right there. How could you not? Each team will have a spearhead, Fukunaga, a core. This is where I get confused. I think the core should be Akiyama and the general should be Nao, because I think, like I said, she's our leader. She's our general. I still like NAO last. Because then she'll just rage bait the living shit out of the last person and we'll win. Damn, we're liking the soundproof rooms. We gotta... Sorry in advance, but just like the Contraband game, you gotta lock in here. You gotta understand the rules, because if you don't understand the rules, then you're never gonna be able to see the like small window that like Akiyama and Nao does to like win the game, right? So go back, pausing, locking in. You are forewarned. Audio with Romain. So first thing I think of here, can we use the speaker to relay information to our self-recorders, all that stuff, right? Mine's already locked in from that in the Contraband game. Our opponents, they don't know that strategy. We don't have personal items, so can we bring them? Can we leave and get recorders? Or maybe we came prepared this time. We brought recorders.
密輸ゲームの時と同じ。中のプレイヤーは完璧孤独ってわけ。
The active player is completely on their own. Well, the other opponent?
これから3種類のゲームをやっていただくわけですが、ゲームにつき各チーム1回ずつタイム。
One timeout.
その間、
Timeout.
プレイヤーは両チームとも3分だけ自由に話すことができます。
That could be a pro or con. Could be a pro or con. I'm not 100% sure yet. Because I wouldn't, it's more of like, I wouldn't like the opposing team going and talking to their group more than I think I fully trust our team to be in their solo dolo. Okay. Who do you think loses on our team? Fukunaga? Because I think Akiyama will be in the middle, and then Fukunaga goes first. So I feel like Fukunaga has to lose, and then we go Akiyama NAO winners, which is crazy because I unless you go NAO loses, I don't know. Where the fuck's who? So he's the leader? He's Nishida? He has to be Nishida, because this is Kikuchi, and this is Kosaka. So what my guess is. Are they trying to get us in our fields right away? Because it'll fucking work on NAO, which that's what sucks. Because this is the game, the revival game is kind of where you have to be cutthroat if you want to like get rid of the Liar Game Tournament office and move on to the next game. So that's kind of where it hurts here. We'll collect on your debt in our own way. What, beating the shit out of him? Fukunaga style? Yeah, I know, that's what I want to know. That'd be even worse. I told you. Definitely win. Ooh. Shining Knight, White Knight, Akiyama-san. Damn, making him blush. Bang. No. Steal their chips? Is that a play in this game? Steal their box? Ooh. Do they even have that amount of money? I don't think they do. They have, I guess, yeah. They have 450 if each person gets 150 million. They're screwed as they're a team. Ooh. We're a team though, Fukunaga. We're a team, right? We're bonds. Bead. One bead of sweat. I think I already chose wisely.
話し合いの結果
Fukunaga now. Akiyama now.
私たち東軍は
Come on, give it to me.
先方福永
Yes!
中堅
Yes!
大将は私に決まった
Guess right.
二人で決着させて
Oh, I don't think that's the reason why I'm doing it. I'm the opposite way. I think she'll win through rage bait in the
リ
game.
オの劣る私にゲームをさせない作戦だったやっぱり私
See? I don't think that's the reason why you do that. Like, I've already explained my thought process. You want Fukunaga in first because she's the actual, like, spearhead. She brings the energy and the aggressiveness and beat the shit out of somebody if that's what it takes. And I like that. You want that aggressive person off the rip, right? Because what we talked about in the Contraband game is people's, like, I don't know, their initial feeling is to, like, be conservative right off the bat. And when you get someone who's aggressive right off the bat, it, like, startles you. It gets your opponent. It shocks them. That's why I want Fukunaga in that leadoff spot. Then you got Akiyama because then you could close it right there. You could close it with Akiyama in the case of if Fukunaga does lose because she gets too aggressive off the jump, then you still got like your two best players in my mind back there to help out.
足手まといなんだな一方の
So this was Nishina, who looks like he's lost a lot of money gambling. And then you got I don't even know who Kikuchi looks like.
西軍は先方西田さん
Like I said,
県菊池さん
he looks like he believes in like voodoo. I think she could be an issue. Those eyes and like her whole persona right now
大将は小坂さんに決まった
seems like an issue. But it'd be NAO versus Kosaka, and she looks like someone who would get rage baited. She looks like someone who'd get the rage bait the living shit out of her. Wasn't it crazy that we got the ending like for the Contraband game ending, and are we not gonna get an ending? Will be Russian roulette. Yeah, Russian roulette. I mean that was a spoiler.
24連勝
A bang.
ルーレット
Fukunaga, RIP. You're gonna die. Yeah. Right off the bat, I think I enjoy this revival round more than the downsizing game. The downsizing game just didn't really get the vote stuff. I'm not huge into like voting games. I think the minority game is like the best way to do voting. And then you got a voting game again right on top of it after that. It seemed a little repetitive to me. This seems a lot better. It reminds me a lot of Classroom of the Elite people, if you're watching this. And I guess you're not anime only in it because I've read the light novel. It reminds me a lot of the special test at the end of year 2 where they had the general and all that's the 3 people who went in for that special exam. It reminds me a lot of that, to be honest. And, you know, hopefully it'll be better than that because I think, to me, it was kind of one of the special exams of Classroom of the Elite. But anyway, off of Classroom of the Elite, I think this format is a lot more interesting. The Russian roulette, I think, will be super interesting because it is a game of luck. To me, at least, that's kind of what I think Russian roulette is. Like, it's based on luck, and if you have good or bad luck. And unless you're the one who puts the bullet into like your opponent's gun, I'm not 100% sure, but it seems luck based. But when I go back on this episode, it feels like 2 separate episodes, right? And I think that's probably why they did the ending in the middle. It feels like you had the ending of the Contraband game, which that first like 8 to 10 minutes, whatever it was hilarious. I absolutely loved that part of the episode. Nao being the rage baiting queen of Yokuya, and Yokuya was, like I said, he was papering the cracks out of his argument there and about him winning and it being the petty personal profit. And then you had the ASMR of Yokuya. We thought he was back, and then he got rage baited down again. And he got even like manipulated, controlled further. Like he got controlled to come back into the game. And we also had Bandana Guy, through and through, good guy, coming back so that we wouldn't have to go more in debt. Yeah, it was amazing episode. Akiyama kind of showing how he's kind of 50% Nao, 50% Yokuya, and how he's kind of fighting that inner battle with himself. And it was a really good episode. I'm excited to kind of jump in to the next game and end off this core 2 with the revival round, I think, and get into new characters, because it'll be exciting to see these 3 new characters. Probably will be short-lived. Obviously 4 episodes will be gone. That's what my guess will be. But maybe we figure out a way. How do we get them out of the game with no debt? I guess that's what's going to be Nao's goal at the end of this, and maybe that's impossible. I don't know, but thank you for watching to the end. If you guys liked my reaction, make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps me out, and I appreciate every single one of you, and it just helps me do even cooler things in the future. So thank you again, and I'll see you next time.